How's it going, guys? So, I think for right now, we're probably done with Copart for a while. Copart, here lately, Copart used to be really good. Now there's going to be a lot of scams going on. The fees are just out of this world. I'm just finding it harder and harder. Unless you're looking for something that's really specific and really hard to find, I don't think Copart's a good deal. So this is pretty much coming from um, the last 15 or 20 cars I tried to buy. I noticed a growing trend. Everybody has reserves on the stuff. Things are hard to get for a good price anymore. And I was bidding on a 2008 Alpina B7 and mechanical damage. So that has that Euro supercharged. I forgot what the engine code was on it. At any rate, it got close to $3 grand. I just let it go. I just didn't care enough about it, just in case it was blowing up. You just don't know, and parts have been hard to get for it. But overall, it wasn't a bad car. I would say it wasn't a bad deal, but there's no room to be made. So Copart's more or less set up at this point for a dealership that could ask a lot more money for a car than I could ever get out of one. The dealership to private party gap is pretty big these days. For instance, a car I could get $5,000 out of, a dealer is going to get close to 10 out of it. The book value is not 10. They just can get that for whatever reason. They finance or whatever the trick is. Third party financing, I guess. And so yeah, that knocks me out of that. They could have it though. I bought I don't know how many cars from Copart over the years. I'm sick of it. My recommendation for you guys is there's plenty of cars on Craigslist. There's plenty of cars on Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is quickly taking over Craigslist as far as cars for sale. The nice thing about that is, especially on the BMWs, I could go listen to the car run. Chances are it'll be close enough for me to do that. Copart, yes, you can drive to the location. Unless you live in an inner city, you're going to be driving hours to get to a Copart location. They're only close to inner cities within 30 minutes of the inner city. The closest Copart to me is 2.5 hours. Most of them are 5 hours away, 4 to 5 hours away. If I would have drove down there and looked at that Alpina B7, it would have been just a waste. You just can't do that because it just would have got outbid the first few minutes, which it did. It would have been a waste of a 4 or 5 hour trip or even a 2 hour trip to go look at it. And I don't know. A lot of you guys love Copart. I see a lot of guys on YouTube using Copart and they're getting burned. A lot of scammers putting wrecked cars back together. And so, I don't know. We might try a little bit of the IAI auction. I'm a little hesitant of that. It's a $200 a year fee just to get into that. And yes, there is more stuff on it. I don't know if it's going to be like Copart where you try to bid on something, people jump on it like a pack of piranhas, man. It's just a feeding frenzy every time you want to bid on something. And if you try to buy a Toyota or a Honda off Copart, you might as well just forget that. Anything Toyota, Honda, Lexus, so on, Acura, is going to get bid over what the dealer price is for it off Craigslist. And I think a lot of what Copart's problem is, all these guys from different countries, Nigeria, Venezuela, guys on there, Mexico, Copart needs to get all of that nonsense out of there. Because most of those guys will bid a car up and not pay for it, and then it's back on there next week. That's a real common situation. Whenever I picked up that car from Arkansas, that guy said they're having a real catastrophic issue with people paying for stuff and not people bidding on stuff and not paying for it. So that's my Copart resolution. And you guys know this comes after getting burned on the E60. The engine was just grenaded on it, and you know, it was sold as no keys. And also that title is jacked up too. Um, the story on that title was it's been sitting here for almost a month now, and we had to get the IDOD. In Missouri, you have to get VIN verification because Missouri is stupid. They don't trust other states, so anything from another state, you have to get it VIN verified if you're not going to license it. So we did all that. John went to send the title off, got the DMV. Copart messed up the back of the title. He had to FedEx it back to Copart, like super fast. Then, of course, when they went to send it back, they sent it snail mail. So it took over a week to get here. It's just, and the more I listen to guys that do this every day, that's becoming more of an issue also. You would think Copart would know, since they work on, or they sell cars by the thousands daily, how to fill out a title, but they don't. I did kind of get the, going to the Copart office, for me, reminds me of the DMV. And nobody really cares. They're going there, stamping the time clock. They're leaving. They don't care, right? Get that paycheck, and that's it. So that's my opinion on Copart. Some of you guys may not agree. Some of you guys are shaking your head yes, that is the way it is. So I think we're going to stick to Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace from now on. I might still throw an eye at Copart. Maybe something will pop up. I'm a little gun shy, to be honest, at this point. So that's the way that is. So that's it for today's video, guys. Just kind of a bitch session and some Copart frustrations, you might say. That's it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.